So we see problem, reaction, solution very clearly with the riots in England at the moment. The problem, we've got these out of control, mainly young people on the rampage looting shops. Reaction from, you know, the regular people, shock and fear naturally. So they look to the government to protect them. The reaction, the government gives the police more powers to deal with the people, and that's what's happening right now. Cameron's just given a speech in which he's talked about allowing the police to do basically what they feel necessary to bring these kinds of incidents under control, and that involves the use of water cannon, which will no doubt just be a first step. In fact, an interesting poll's just come out, a YouGov poll. 90% of those polled basically supported the use of water cannon. 77% supported the army being brought in to maintain control. So over 2/3 of respondents actually supporting, martial law effectively. 33% support the use of live ammunition and firearms. So a third of people, think, yeah, just shoot the buggers. And Cameron's also said that phony human rights issues won't get in the way of publishing images of people involved in the looting. So no doubt convictions that come from these images being published will be used as a reason to justify the further expansion of the surveillance state in the UK, as if that's possible. Yeah, I mean, England's already awash with CCTV cameras, but if the effectiveness of these cameras is shown by the apprehension of criminals, basically, then that gives another reason to expand the surveillance state. No doubt, social networks, Facebook, Twitter, this BlackBerry messaging service, I mean, they're already pretty well monitored, but, no doubt the police will get even more powers to monitor these networks because they've been blamed for being used as a tool to organise these riots and these gangs who've been looting the shops. So, I mean, it's so obvious, problem, reaction, solution. There are many reports about the police just standing around and watching. I just read a news article about events in Manchester where there were riots last night, and the police were basically watching as people looted and ransacked shops. So, you've got to ask why. Well, of course, these images make very good, shocking images on TV, don't they? And all the news broadcasts today have been showing the burning buildings, these out of control youths, black masked youths ransacking shops. And why haven't the police been getting involved? Well, those images are useful, aren't they? To scare the people and to get them to support the government and to support the expansion of powers to the police, basically. So yeah, I mean, interesting times, quite scary as well, I expect. I'm not in the UK, but obviously my family are there. I'm going to be moving back later in the year, and yeah, I mean, it's just the next stage, isn't it, really? The next stage in the basically deterioration of the UK, isn't it? Cameron's pointed to the upbringing of these people, blaming the parents, without looking at any of the other causes like the austerity cuts, the massive cuts in public services. Lots of these young people basically don't have anything to do, which hasn't been helped by the recent cuts. Services they could have used before have disappeared, so they've got literally nothing to do. Nothing's been mentioned about the culture of materialism and consumerism, which is no doubt fueling these people to break into shops and to steal the latest stuff. So yeah, just a few thoughts there. Have to keep monitoring events, Stuff's happening quite quickly, really. So I hope everyone is safe out there. And I mean, I would say, get yourself some weapons. Um, I don't think it's good that people need to have weapons. I'd rather live in a society where weapons weren't needed. But let's be realistic. If, you know, a gang of people are intent on breaking into your property and stealing things, then you have the right to defend yourself. So I personally would be getting some self protection measures if you don't already have them. Cheers.